I think it's like a residual side effect of the pandemic because everyone had to be isolated. If you wasn't an essential worker, you couldn't be out. Even if you were essential, when you got back home, you still were isolated. Like everyone was like to themselves, and people just got used to it. And I think during that time, something happened to the mind frames of people because people were just more evil. Peace, everybody. It's your boy. Let's talk. We back with another video. All right, y'all. So I was thinking, y'all notice how it seemed like ever since the pandemic, ever since 2020, people gotten worse in the world, and this is all over the world. It's not just here in the states. This is all over the world. Every time I look at the news worldwide, because I like to look at international news just for content purposes and also just to be informed. I just see a whole lot of madness. And it seemed like ever since 2020, 2021, more so 2020, since the pandemic, it's like people change. And I've been saying this for a while to like my close people that I talk to on a personal daily basis because y'all notice how it takes like usually it takes a generation for the mindset of people to change. Like for example, you got the baby boomers, and then you got the Gen X. The Gen X, their generation thinks kind of differently than the baby boomers. And then you got the millennials, which is me. We think kind of differently than the Gen X generation. And then you got the Gen Zs and Gen Alphas, so forth and so on. And you just see how the mind frames of each generation has changed. And it just seems like within that short span of time, within 5 years, the mind frames of the world has changed that drastically, and not for the better, for the worse. Everybody more disrespectful. People are more isolated. Now the isolation thing, I mean, all this was due as a, I think it's like a residual side effect of the pandemic because everyone had to be isolated. If you wasn't an essential worker, you couldn't be out. Even if you were essential, when you got back home, you still were isolated. Like everyone was like to themselves, and people just got used to it. And I think during that time, something happened to the mind frames of people because people were just more evil. Now, did it have something to do with the riots and everything that was happening during that time? And we know everything that was happening. We don't really have to go in depths of everything that happened because we know we were there. But it's just crazy now how people are. Like people are evil, people are wicked. And it wasn't that way 2019, 2018, 2017. Like it wasn't. Like don't get me wrong. It wasn't like it was peaches and cream. Like the world was still what it was. But just follow me for a second. You know what I mean? Let me land this plane. It just seems like now you get punched in the mouth way faster than you did 5, 6 years ago. Shoot, nowadays you don't even get punched in the mouth. You just get taken out of here. And that's what I mean. Like it wasn't like that a few years ago on a global scale. On like majority of people just want to take you out now for nothing. And it wasn't like that 5, 6, 7 years ago. And it just makes me think about if it took 5 years for the world to get like this. Can you imagine the next 5 years? Like just look at the trajectory that we're all going on. And then I think about the WEF, the World Economic Forum, with our good friend Klaus Schwab, who said by the year 2030, you will own nothing, be happy for it. I just think about like all this stuff is just organized. It's organized chaos. Like the world, the economy is suffering. Inflation is at an all-time high. Everybody I know is struggling right now, some way, somehow. People are living paycheck to paycheck. People are having to do odd jobs to survive. You got even people I know who's working now who never worked a day in their life just to make ends meet because it's that bad out here. I know several people now who just go and donate in what they call it, not blood, you know what I mean, the other thing, plasma. People donating plasma now, and you would think something like that, like it would just be like for like the junkies and everything. No, everyday hardworking people going inside there doing that stuff because it's just so hard out here, and that's a side effect of why it's so crazy because people are just struggling and people just don't give a damn. So people are just fed up. Like I think all this stuff is connected, and like I said, it was not like this 5, 6, 7 years ago. It wasn't this bad. Like it was bad in the world, but it wasn't this bad. Now you got your theories on why some people make the political argument, but I like to dive deeper into that because I think on the grand scheme of things, whether you vote left, right, blue, red, liberal, conservative, I think in the end all that stuff is connected. Like we the people, we're being played by the people up top because all that stuff they hand in hand. Just like when you think about the courtroom and prosecutors and lawyers, yeah, they be arguing and fighting inside the courtroom, but as soon as the case is over, they out having lunch together. They out at each other parties and stuff, the bar mitzvahs and all that stuff. It's a big scheme. It's a game, and a lot of us are getting played by it. And the bad part about it is most of us don't even realize it. And I think that's part of the reason why it's so bad too, because people are falling for the open door. People don't even realize that you're being played. Instead of looking for looking at the world for what it is and trying to adjust, adapt, people are just crashing out and it's just getting bad. And I fear that within the next few years, it's going to get entirely worse. Now they talking about these new mutations of viruses and stuff could be possibly happening, and like famine and everything. Like it's crazy. You got the weather patterns going on. Listen, I ain't trying to scare people. Like this ain't no scare mongering video right now. No fear mongering. But all I'm saying is, it's getting bad out here. Like it's diabolical, and y'all better stay prayed up and stay prepped up. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, it's bad out here, and I've been noticing it. And it seems like ever since the pandemic, it's just been getting worse. So that's just my thoughts. But if y'all been noticing that, please let me know in the comment section below. Let me know I'm not tripping. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But if you've been noticing something like that, drop me comments down below and let me know. And we can build on that. Maybe we can, have a part two to this video because it is some wicked wild work going out here. And the sooner you realize it, the better. So it is what it is. But that's all I got for now, guys. Let me know what y'all think. Drop your comments down below. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell. I'll see y'all the next one. Peace.